This is another episode of the Backstage Sports Podcast. I'm Joe Connor.
I am JT Harker.
Okay, we got special guest, friend of the show, and the first official guest,
Oh, I like it.
actually. The
I like
first
it.
official guest of the Backstage Sports Podcast on the show, Rhino. What's up, bro?
What up, guys? Whenever you guys email me my official first guest plaque, I'll hang it on my wall. Post it on Instagram.
We'll send that
I'll
over
expect
to you.
I'll expect nothing less than $1,000 plaque. So just
Not
start-
with
start
that trash bucket hat you got on. Is that what that stands for?
TB12.
Trash bucket 12. That's
Trash
what it
bucket
stands
12.
for?
Listen,
So-
I'm a Patriots fan till I die, but I gotta love me some Tom Brady.
Let's get a little background on Rhino. So Rhino currently lives in San Diego, but he's born and bred Boston, Beantown. Rhino is also a friend of the. So obviously, we kind of jumped into our first episode that we put up on YouTube. We didn't really give as much background. So Rhino is also a friend of the band that me and JT were in for a long time, Redwood Black. But Rhino used to rage with us when we used to do shows in San Diego and wherever else we were.
I'm still hung up.
Yeah. So what are you tell us just a little? What are you doing now in San Diego? What's happening and what's going on with you right now?
I mean, before this whole quarantine thing, I really haven't been out much since, you guys haven't been down here as much and I haven't been out much. I don't think that's much of a coincidence anyway, but, I'm still working. I was a Marine for 6 years. That's why I ended up in San Diego and I decided to stay. And I still work on Miramar. I work on fighter jets, and that's pretty much everything I've been doing. Other than that, lately, nothing. There's no sports to go around. But before
we know that part.
I was watching my Celtics, my Bruins, like everything. That's all I was doing. So
yeah.
Rhino is as Boston as it gets.
Yeah.
That's why this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. So we're gonna get a firsthand account of how sad and dreary the Boston area is right now. So let's actually start there. Rhino.
So obviously,
Tom Brady leaves.
Yeah, I'm in San Diego now, and so obviously I'm not home to
right.
See it. But all over Facebook, I feel like it's like 50-50. People are like, "Oh my God, how could Bill just let him go?" This, that, and the other thing, and
So people are mad.
I'd say about half and half. Half of the people are mad. A lot of people are sad because it's like he's 42 years old. He's about to be 43, so he's already done everything he could possibly do as the Patriot. 6 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs.
So it sounds like he's like the Michael Jordan of quarterbacks.
Yeah, but he's not going to be like Michael Jordan.
So you mean he's second best behind Montana?
Sounds like he's the greatest ever.
That sounds accurate to me. He actually is the Michael Jordan of quarterbacks. If that's
No, he's the greatest of all time.
So
there's no debate.
Being that you live in San Diego, were you hoping that he came to LA and was playing for the Chargers?
I did. I was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and then I heard that Phillip Rivers. I literally have a picture of me and Phillip Rivers that he signed right there. He's my second favorite, and I was hoping that Phillip Rivers would come to the Patriots. I'm like, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. It's my guy, Phil. He can bring him and his 30 kids.
The guy that's won everything and the guy that's won nothing ever. Those two guys.
Yeah, but then you get a coach who's actually competent.
True.
And
True.
A quarterback who's still competitive, and he's not as good as he used to be. But
So Rhino, where do you stand on him leaving?
Personally, like I said earlier, people are half and half. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as I saw that DeAndre Hopkins, which, first of all, that was the dumbest trade I've ever seen.
A crazy trade.
And what's his name? Diggs. As soon as I saw they didn't trade for either of those guys, I knew he was pretty much gone. Now, I don't know if he made his decision before, but he's the rumor around ESPN, Fox, everything was that if he didn't get any help, he was gone. So I'm not shocked more as I am like sad because I grew up watching him from when I was 2001. I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
And now I'm 26. And so for the last 19, 20 years, I've been watching him either on the field during football season or not, like around Boston in the off season. You know what I mean? So he's been a part of the community. So now.
But would you say you would rather him still be there, or you're okay with him going?
At this point, I mean, yeah, obviously I'd rather have him still be here. You know what I mean? It's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
Second
some people land
command.
on, well, we want to keep winning. We'll be better off, you know, moving on. And some guys are like, well, no, because for me, you know, I was in a similar situation, except Joe Montana got hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was bummed because where I grew up and where I'm from, and in the era I grew up in, I'm a little older than you are, so I grew up literally I used to live up the street from Joe Montana in Atherton, California. Shout out to Atherton, California. Jerry Rice, Joe Montana. There's so many Hall of Fame names connected to that era of football. And then obviously that leaked in to Steve Young. And I ended up loving Steve Young, but a lot of us were like, well, this is Joe Montana. This is like Tom Brady getting hurt and then someone else coming in, like if Garoppolo was still out, came in and took over, and they're like, all right, well, we're gonna move on from Tom. You know, it would be devastating. Whether it worked.
At the end of the day, you still had Steve Young, another Hall of Fame quarterback.
How about that?
For sure. And we won one Super Bowl. You know, would we have won more? Would we have not won that one if we didn't have Steve? I mean, who knows? And Joe Montana still played at a high level for a few more years.
Yeah, he did.
But
because he's a GOAT. How about that?
My head's about to be as red as your guys' hats right now.
So now we know how you feel about him moving on. What do you, in your opinion, as obviously you're a Patriots fan, but you're a Tom Brady fan,
mm-hmm.
What do you think he's going to do in Tampa Bay?
That team's going to have at least 12 wins.
12 wins.
I knew that was coming from him too. I knew that was coming from him. All right, hey, this is my big stats that I wrote down, and they went 7-9. The Bucs went 7-9. I'm
gonna write all this down that we discussed because we're gonna make predictions.
Yeah, the Bucs 12 wins. They're gonna have 12 wins. They're gonna win the NFC South, and they're gonna have 12 wins. They're gonna beat the Saints out for the NFC South. I guarantee it.
So I think what Rhino is saying is, with everything going on with the coronavirus, the NCAA is talking about college football possibly not playing. So he's saying that the Buccaneers may move to Division I college football and have 12 wins in their division.
Well, if they go to the SEC, though,
it might not be 12 wins. That's the thing. Yeah, it should come down to maybe 10, 9 or 10.
Unbelievable.
But I think
I don't think they'll beat Clemson.
That's what you mean, right? Like, yeah, like they'll have 12 wins in the Big 12, right? Is that what you're saying? They're gonna. Is that what they're gonna do?
Listen, the Bucs went 7-9 with Jameis Winston throwing 30 interceptions. Those nine losses, 6 of them were by a touchdown or less. In those 6 losses, Jameis Winston had 12 turnovers. You're not getting that from Tom Brady. Tom Brady's not gonna have. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. In key situations, when it comes time to like buckle down, what if he throws a 4-yard pass, dink and dunk, whatever? You know, that's kind of what he's known for.
He's got a dink and dunk. That's the problem.
That's fine. That can still win you games. Look what he did last year. They won 12 games, and they would have won 13 if they didn't get screwed against the Chiefs.
It can win you games. It's not going to take you from 7 to 12 wins. That's not what it's going to do.
The Dinkin and Duncan won't, but the not turning the ball over 12 times in 6 games. One game he had 4 interceptions. Another game he had 2 interceptions and 3 fumbles. 2 of them lost. So it'll get you a couple more wins.
So
3 more wins.
So Connor, what's your prediction? How many wins for the Bucs?
9.
9 wins.
9 wins.
Because we're gonna revisit this later.
Nine wins, and they don't make the playoffs.
They don't even make the playoffs.
They don't make the playoffs.
So for the first time, and how many years has it been since Brady missed the playoffs?
It's been
2002.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
2002.
That was the last time they
that was the last regular season.
So the only other year they missed was when he was hurt and they had the backup.
Yeah, and I mean you could have put friggin' Ray Charles on that team and he could have took them to 10 wins. That team was stacked.
Well, for most of the Patriot teams, Ray Charles could have took them to 10 wins.
Oh, get the heck out.
If you give Bill Belichick Ray Charles, he's gonna get you 10 wins. Okay.
You're telling me that 2018 team when they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, you could have threw a random quarterback in there?
It was Bill Belichick the coach?
Yes.
Yeah. So you just answered your own question. I'm
gonna give them 10 wins. By the way, so we got this
10 wins,
12 wins. And the playoffs?
Yeah, oh yeah, they're gonna win their division.
Playoffs.
What? We're so the Saints are all gonna get coronavirus and die?
No, but they're not gonna win the division.
They're gonna beat the Saints.
Yeah, absolutely. They're gonna beat the Saints twice.
Oh, you're.
I like this. I like this.
Absolutely.
This is
And
drugs.
think about this. Think about this. You see Drew Brees and all these stats. He plays in a dome at least 9 times a year. Brady plays in a dome once, twice a year if he's lucky. Now he's going to play in New Orleans once. He's going to play in Atlanta, and he's going to be playing in Tampa Bay.
Drew Brees was top 3 QBR last season. Tom Brady.
And that's the thing. You go off QBR. Tom Brady doesn't care about QBR.
Well, what was Tom Brady's? QBR is recording what Tom Brady is doing on the field, literally.
I
love how people throw out the stats when it doesn't favor them, right? So we ignore stats. We say, I'm not a stat guy. I'm not going to go by the numbers. When the numbers actually record the numbers are a record of what actually transpired in real life.
Okay, I understand.
You know that, right?
But I see.
So your boy Tom Brady was tied with who for a QBR?
Jameis Winston. I saw
Jameis Winston. The same guy that you saying is he's gonna come in and get him 4 or 5 more wins. That's who he was tied with.
I'll also say we also can't throw out winning just because it's also a team sport, because the greatness of your quarterback is giant. And the greatness, if we translate that like to our debate the other day, basketball, when you got 5 guys on the court, one guy has a huge impact. So winning's got to be up there too. Stats, but also winning.
One guy in his prime can have if you put Patrick Mahomes on your team, and last year you was 8-8. This year you a Super Bowl contender. Tom Brady is not that one guy anymore.
I think
Tom Brady is really at his space now. He's really a glorified game manager at this point. He's 43 years old. He's that's really where we are now, and we gotta let the name on the back of the jersey go, because he's not the one guy. Tom Brady is not going to change the fortunes of your team by himself at 43 years old. It's not going to happen.
But I don't even hear Rhino saying that he's the same guy or that he's going to carry a team.
No,
because you can be a game manager and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Jimmy Garoppolo almost damn near just won one.
Brady did it the first Super Bowl of his career.
We beat Brady with a game manager and won a Super Bowl. You remember that year?
Well, he threw 506 yards that game. He threw 506 yards that game. And the Patriots defense ate a bag of chips and went to bed. 42 points to a backup quarterback.
We won a Super Bowl against your second greatest quarterback of all time with a game manager, right? So I know that it can happen because I've experienced it firsthand. I'm saying that it's everybody. It can't just be any game manager. Like, it can't just be any. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but that's what Brady did his first year against the Rams, against the greatest show on turf. They had 1 minute and 22 seconds or something left with no timeouts, and he drove the ball down far enough to where Adam Vinatieri could kick a field goal at no time on the clock. And I agree with you. Sorry, I agree with you that you need the right game manager. Look at Peyton Manning and the 2015 Broncos. That's all he was at the end of his career.
Right.
But he's smart enough, and he's got that football intelligence to where he can be the right type of game manager. Now, I'm not saying that Brady game manager, him right now, that's kind of stretching it, because I've seen too many times this year that I don't.
Is it stretching it?
I think so, because I think too many times this year he wasn't on. The only receiver he was on the same page with was Julian Edelman. And if you double cover Julian Edelman, who else do you have? You have Philip Dorsett. You had Josh Gordon for a cup of coffee this year. Antonio Brown didn't even unpack his suitcase. And it's just like that one game he had, Antonio Brown, they beat the Dolphins 43-0. Granted, the defense scored a touchdown. I think maybe 2 touchdowns, but still.
Can we be stretching it when Brady is tied for, what was it, 17th for QBR? Can we, he's a game manager.
No,
right?
But I'm telling you, he had nobody to throw to. Nobody. He had Julian Edelman. He was double covered the whole time.
But for years he didn't have anybody to throw to. That's what everybody said. Everybody said, look what he's doing with this team. He's winning MVPs and all that because he apparently didn't have anybody to throw to. So now that he still don't have anybody to throw to, now it's this is the reason.
He's absolutely diminished. He's not diminished. But the question is how much.
Oh yeah. The question is how much. I don't think it's as much as people play it up to be, because I've seen too many times this year too where, Dorsett or Harry or Myers, the young receivers, Myers and Harry were rookies last year. Just miscommunication, and Tom just doesn't know what to do because he's not.
But what I think will be
like Amendola and Hogan and like everybody being on the same page.
I think what we failing to realize is that how come he was able to make playoff runs and win Super Bowls with this same set of circumstances, having to take guys out of the stands or from Dorchester and putting them on the field and having to win with them. That was the narrative for the longest time.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying he hasn't fallen off like at all. That I'm not saying that.
That is confirming his fall off. The fact that in the same circumstances he couldn't do what he did before. That's basically confirming his fall off.
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying he hasn't dropped off a little bit. You know, he could have.
But this season, as far as I can remember, is the least amount of help he's ever had.
Oh yeah.
So he's
100%.
diminished whatever amount he's diminished for sure. We don't really know how much. But then the only real weapon he has is Edelman. I don't know how old Edelman is, but he's been doing it for a while, so it's not like in
32
his prime
or something.
Edelman. But because in the past he had Gronk up until recently. That's a giant weapon, maybe the greatest tight end of all time. You know, back in the day, I don't know if we say this name anymore, but Aaron Hernandez was there. He's had running backs. Obviously, he had Randy Moss. So there have been guys there throughout the years.
He had Randy Moss for a cup of coffee.
This is literally only Julian Edelman. You know, Gordon's barely even been there. It's rough. So
before Julian Edelman was a Patriot, Julian Edelman was not. He was a nobody, right?
Yeah, but he's only been a Patriot, so you can't judge it off of the. You know, it's not like he went. It's not like Wes Welker.
But you can say it. But you can say it about so many Patriot players. Like before they was there, we wasn't talking about these guys. These guys leave, they go to other teams and they don't do anything, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So this is what speaks to what the Patriot way was, right? This was the Patriot way.
Is.
I'm with you because I think they still gonna be good. So I'm with you. This is the Patriots way, right? You bring in these guys, you plug them into the system. They are cogs in Bill Belichick's great system. You plug them into the system, and then you win and you win and you win and you don't stop winning with them, right? So this is nothing. Everything that happened last year, this is not foreign territory, right? Like it's just another guy in the system. It's just another guy in the system. And in times past, Brady was able to win with them. And so now that he's not, we can't look at the same system and say, well, something wrong with the system. It ain't nothing wrong with the system. The quarterback is diminished. The quarterback is on the decline. So that's really where we are. So that's why I don't understand how people can look at this and go, oh, well, he just got to get more help. What?
When you look at it, though, two of his receivers this past year were rookies, and you know. They're usually bringing a guy like Chris Hogan, who had been in the league, you know, NFL experience, Brandon LaFell, Brandon Lloyd.
But the system made Chris Hogan. Nobody gave a damn about Chris Hogan.
No, exactly. But what I'm saying is the experience of like being in the NFL and the knowing what it takes to like communicate with the quarterback and knowing what your quarterback wants.
And we also got to be careful saying the system makes everybody because you still need good players.
Who didn't the system make? Randy Moss? I mean, that was it. Like
Gronkowski wouldn't have been the best tight end of the game without the Patriot system.
Where else did Gronkowski play? Where else did he play?
Nowhere, because he only
nowhere. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, he another system guy.
He was the top tight end in the draft. He was the best tight end in the draft.
So outside of Randy Moss, show me somebody else who I can't say they was a system guy.
So we need somebody that came from outside of the system to begin with.
How do you disprove it? How do you disprove it?
You don't disprove it because
so I'm right. I'm right. You prove it that I'm right. Right? Because how do you disprove it? Like you gotta find a way to disprove something that I'm saying.
No, but you're telling me. Just tell me this: would Gronkowski have been a great tight end in any other system?
I don't know, but so that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know because I didn't see it. But you know what I did see? Another guy in a Patriot system that came without fanfare and left as a great. It's just another guy.
But Randy Moss was great before he got there, right?
I say outside of Randy Moss, give me somebody else.
Give you somebody else that what though?
Give me. So I'm saying. Rob Gronkowski is an all-time great player, but I'm saying he's not somehow an anomaly as far as what I'm saying. Like, he fits into the same narrative that I'm saying, where before these guys was a Patriot, nobody was talking about him. By the time they left, everybody was talking about him. You play fantasy football, guys that came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they hot. Chris Hogan was a hot fantasy football commodity.
Everybody's
like,
talking about him because they're part of the Patriots and they're winning and their stats get better. But no one's mistaking Chris Hogan for one of the top receivers.
But I'm saying, but you brought up Gronk, and I'm saying I don't have proof that Gronk is somehow taking my narrative to another direction, because Gronk was there. And before he was there, nobody was hype on. Nobody said, "Oh my God, the Patriots got Rob Gronkowski." They wasn't talking about him until after he spent time in the system.
No,
but that's hold on.
No, that's not true. He was the most highly touted talent in that draft class.
I'm saying
the best.
He wasn't. Nobody was talking about him like he was going to be the Rob Gronkowski, the Hall of Fame Rob Gronkowski that he is today.
Because he got hurt. He got hurt at Arizona. That's what
again. You can give me all the excuses. I'm saying, give me something that disproves that. Give me somebody else other than Randy Moss, where you could say, okay, well, you know, they was a beast when they got here.
Okay, I see your point though, in saying that, you know, they were a beast when you got, but you can't say that for Gronk. That's almost like saying Julio Jones is you know, a product of Atlanta's system, and if he went to Seattle, he wouldn't be as good. Or the same thing we'll see what DeAndre Hopkins does. I mean, first of all, I think DeAndre Hopkins is the best wide receiver in the game. We'll see what he does in Arizona. You know, you could say if he fails in Arizona, you could say he's a product of Houston. You know what I mean? That's like saying that for Gronk. You can't do that. I mean, he's a once in a lifetime talent.
Houston doesn't have a long history of taking guys off the street and turning them into Pro Bowl players. So you wouldn't say that.
Fair.
You wouldn't say that.
But you can't. So you're saying because he was in playing with maybe the greatest coach of all time, you're saying that diminished that knocks him essentially as
no. I'm not saying it knocks him. I'm just saying it speaks to that system.
Yeah, you gave him his props.
We can't look at the system and then go, well, now that Tom Brady is in the same system, is something wrong with the system and not the player? No, the system is proven. That the Patriot way is proven. And I think really what we're not talking about, I'm surprised that it's not more fans that's upset with Tom Brady leaving, because what really happened is the Patriot way came for Tom Brady. Like I heard somebody say on one of the shows, the Patriot way came for Tom Brady and he ain't like it and he bounced. Because the Patriot way is get him out sooner than later.
Yeah, and I think that's why Bill Belichick didn't give him the money that he should have gotten, because Bill Belichick's the thing with everybody.
Right.
Now, obviously Tom Brady included.
But he didn't like that, because Tom Brady is you're not supposed to be above this Patriot law of all right, well, because guess Tom Brady screwed the Patriots for real. So that's why I'm really surprised that it's not more Patriot fans really upset with him, because they had a chance to make a smooth transition from an all-time great quarterback to a really good quarterback, right? Going from him to Garoppolo. Garoppolo just played in the Super Bowl, right? So now Tom Brady moves on and goes and is now he's on a souped-up team, and now you got the Patriots sitting there with holding the bag, trying to figure out what to do, because he wanted to play with them all summer and figure out, well, am I going? Am I staying? Am I going? Am I staying? And then he bounces to a souped-up team, and now Bill Belichick got to figure it out with Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, but
and he will.
But he's earned the right to decide when and wherever and how and everything how he wants to decide. Because
but it wasn't about
without him, they don't have 6 Super Bowls. I mean,
that's true.
Who knows who they would have gotten? It's tough to say, but it's very possible they don't have 6 Super Bowls. It's possible they don't have 1 Super Bowl.
And it's still Bill Belichick too. If it was like if Bill Belichick retired and Josh McDaniels stepped up and then Brady left, I could understand why. Like there's still Jesus, first time talking today. There's still Bill Belichick. So you have to respect Bill Belichick's decision to almost let him walk away. So you can't really be mad about it, because it's almost like, who do you pick? Like,
no. Not mad at Bill. I'm saying mad at Tom. But to JT's point, you cannot start to run your sports franchise off of people's equity, right? It's not about what you put in. You can't earn something. Like, it's about what you're doing today. The minute you start doing that, you end up like the Lakers, who paid Kobe Bryant and hasn't made the playoffs since dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Yeah, but now they're fine. Now they got LeBron, they got Anthony Davis,
but
they're going to compete for championships.
But the thing is, you can't just throw those years away. Like, cause that could have been years that could have been years. Well, now in hindsight, but you could have continued winning. You could have. Who knows how many championships they could have won had they not wasted that fat contract on Kobe Bryant when they knew he was on the downside. He was too old anyway, right?
Maybe.
They could have. It's probably so. That's what I'm saying.
So you don't believe in almost paying someone on the back end like they did with the Lakers.
No, not in sports.
Or Derek Jeter, like taking care of him because he helped you win.
No, because you waste people's years. You waste people's years. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're
the fans.
I'm talking really players and coaches, right? I mean, the fans, we're casualties of it, but players and coaches, right? Like, if I'm who was the coach? If I'm, say I'm, let's take LeBron James. You're not gonna find a bigger LeBron James fan than me, right? If I'm if I'm the Lakers and I see LeBron tailing off, just on a fast decline, right? But I got Anthony Davis on my team. I'm not gonna give LeBron a 6-year contract because I'm wasting Anthony Davis's prime year. So if I can move on from LeBron and bring somebody else in that's really going to help them compete for the next 3-4 years, I'm not wasting my coach's years. I'm not wasting my players' years, and my franchise doesn't take a hit for 4 and 5 years because I wanted to pay somebody off of their equity.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get the LeBron comparison, but Kobe was a career Laker. LeBron just got there a couple years ago. I don't think you would look at him the same way as you would like Derek Jeter in New York or Brady in New England.
If it's a business decision, there's a couple ways to look. There's a few ways to look at it, but one of those ways is also you kept Kobe as a Laker. You didn't let him go anywhere else because he wanted to keep playing, and he made you a lot of money at one point, and he's going to continue because of his legacy as a Laker. So you can look at it like you're going to make more money long term because you kept him as a Laker. You could also look at it like rather than have to go through the draft or get somebody else, we kept ticket sales going because Kobe was still here. But then you can also look at it, well, we lost money because we weren't in the playoffs or we weren't doing well.
And free agents wasn't coming because Kobe was still here. So you don't know what that team could have looked like. You lost free agency. And for franchises like that, these they print money. So it can't be about money. Plus winning begets money, right? So if the more you win, the more money you make.
Right, but you make more money with Kobe than without Kobe, assuming you don't get a big free agent. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't.
It's the Lakers.
It's the Lakers.
They would have got a free. They would have got. People wanted to come there and said that they wasn't coming because Kobe was there.
You guys are a lot younger than me. I remember when the Lakers were awful for years.
Right.
Awful. They were one of the worst teams.
What, 5 years ago?
But that's not where they are.
No, I'm talking about when I was younger. I mean,
what, in the 80s when they were winning championships?
No, right after that. After they got done winning championships, they were bad.
Yeah,
they were bad.
But I'm saying in context of the time frame that this happened, they were the Lakers. So people was going to come there. People was going to come because they was the Lakers, and it was rumors that guys wasn't coming because Kobe was still there, and they knew that the franchise was in purgatory. So all of that to say,
but you're saying two things. You're saying the franchise prints money anyway, but you're also saying you make money by winning. So if the franchise makes money
focus
anyway,
on winning, don't focus on making money. Don't keep Kobe because he's gonna keep ticket sales in. Focus on winning, the money will come later.
Yeah, but that's what they do though. It's a business. You make money. That's what you want to do. You want to win, but you want to make money. So if you're making money anyway, I'm just saying, and I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying that that's the argument for keeping Kobe. And obviously, rest in peace, the great Kobe Bryant, who's not with us anymore. In hindsight, I personally am glad they did it because obviously we don't have him anymore. But that you don't know that at the time. But
right, I'm saying nostalgia aside, all heartstrings aside, the business of the sport is it has to be about the winning. It has to you have to be especially if I'm a fan, I want to see my franchise win, and I want to see my franchise make moves that are motivated by winning, right? And the move to give Kobe that contract was not motivated by winning, and it caused years and years of losing. And then you didn't really even get anything out of the losing. You got Lonzo Ball, who ended up getting shipped off to the Pelicans, and he was the biggest disappointment. So you ended up in the lottery and still didn't get shit, bro.
They could have drafted Jason Tatum, but they just
Damn right.
The biggest mistake in Laker history.
Can you imagine that squad right now?
That was one of the biggest mistakes
Celtics history.
Yeah, one of the biggest mistakes.
Him and Larry Bird, Larry Joe.
One of the biggest mistakes. So
let me get one more thing, but while we're on this conversation, because I recorded our predictions for Brady.
How the hell do we even get to this point?
Because we were talking about the Tom Brady leaving the Patriots high and dry, and them and really them being in a place where they could have moved on from him for when they had Jimmy Garoppolo.
Rhyno, this is what this podcast is based on. This is what the whole show is based on. We say things. Connor gets riled up. I get riled up. We go back and forth, and then we're on a subway. You don't even know where we
end up talking about malls in America.
That's why
you said they could have moved on from Brady.
From Brady to Garoppolo.
Yeah,
and it would have been as a Patriot fan, how happier would you be right now if you knew that going into this season, your starting quarterback was Jimmy Garoppolo as compared to Jarrett Stidham?
Okay, before we get to this season, they let him go at the end of 2016, I think, towards the tail end of 2016, maybe 17 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And John Lynch, the GM of the Niners, asked Bill Belichick, what about he was on Colin Cowherd and he said, "What about 12?" And then Belichick laughed in his face. So I think that's at that point, obviously
he was mad. I mean, we know he was mad because he wrote that he wrote this goodbye letter to Boston and named everybody and their mom except for Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick. I saw that. But he said the Patriots organization and Robert Kraft and stuff.
Come on, bro.
I don't know. I saw that too. I don't know what's going on. I think there was a little bit of a rift.
Disrespectful, bro. That was disrespectful. Like, what? That's like Jordan walking away from the Bulls and thanking everybody in the organization and never saying nothing about Phil Jackson. I won 6 titles with this guy.
Yeah, I know. And without him, I don't think a lot of people say Brady or Belichick. I don't think one happens without the other.
I mean, it's a yin and a yang.
So I think it was just like the perfect potion, and and it just made.
But somebody got to take 50% of the pie.
I agree.
No.
I agree. Well,
somebody got to take.
Well, who was throwing the ball? Who was throwing the ball? Who was executing?
I think this is what I think. They both could have won championship. The coach is very important in football, though. More important than maybe any other sport. So if you put him with another great coach, an Andy Reid or another big time coach that's won Super Bowls, he might still have all the Super Bowls. He might still have 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I don't. 6, not a chance.
Not a chance, bro.
That's why I think
6.
They might have 2 or 3 each.
That's why the combo. But do you think Belichick? Obviously, that's tough because who knows who his quarterback would have been. But if he had Matt Ryan for the last 7 years, would he have a Super Bowl win?
Yes.
Matt Ryan? Yeah. I'm a big Matt Ryan went to BC. I love Matt Ryan.
Aside from
I would put multiple on it. Like I would just say multiple. Like he would have multiple wins.
So Brady's that much better though than a Matt Ryan, who's a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
In his prime.
Yeah, Brady's a GOAT, man. It's mentally
I'm just saying
90% of it is
I'm trying to get an idea of. I know how great you think, Rhyno. How great you think Tom Brady is. I think I know how great I think he is. I'm trying to get an idea of what Joe.
I don't think he's astronomically better than a Matt Ryan in his prime. You know what I mean? I think a lot of his flaws were covered up extremely well by Bill Belichick and the Patriots organization and the Patriots way. And I think he really don't get the respect that he deserves. We're going to talk about the all-time list that came out, the all-decade list that came out. When you scroll down to the bottom of the all-decade list, it says there's a small little spot that people aren't talking about. It says coaches.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom of the all-time decade list, it says Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And so I think it's we, especially in football, coaching is so very important. And I think that we get so caught up in the Brady and this is what he did and look how he threw that and da da da. Brady, it's not like basketball. He only played one side of the ball,
Yeah.
right? But
But
defense is half the game.
I think coaching in football is a lot more important than coaching in basketball.
I think it's the most important coaching position in all of sports.
Yeah, it's so much strategy.
Yeah,
you could be a good coach and have a terrible. I mean, in the NBA and have a terrible team. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I don't think
a terrible coach and a good team. And
I don't think it's close. And I had an argument with my brother Lynn, who we gotta get on here at some point, who was trying to tell me like, well, coaching in basketball is more important. I'm like, this is not even a conversation. We can't.
I mean, if you have a good coach in basketball, it helps. Look at Brad Stevens.
It helps.
Look at Brad
Stevens.
Stevens.
But look at LeBron James and the Cadaver Dog coaches that he done took to finals and won championship.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying.
He's number one in the West right now. His coach is Frank Vogel.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Frank Vogel, but nobody was.
He's a good coach though. But yeah,
he's a good coach.
You can make up for a lack of a coach. You take a young Eric Spoelstra, who a lot of people think he's one of the best coaches in the league, but you took a young, inexperienced Eric Spoelstra to winning championships.
You won with a rookie coach. He's won with a rookie coach twice now.
Yeah.
So that's best. That's you're not gonna.
Yeah, that's because the scheme in basketball, as it is important, it's not as important as you have one guy that can take over a game and you know what I mean, and is unstoppable.
Yeah, because schemes in basketball, once the ball's in the air in basketball, schemes don't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one player can dominate a game. Unlike on the football field where one player might dominate one half of the game.
Well, I saw Derrick Henry dominate my Patriots. So
he sure did.
But you can have a great quarterback, the best ever to do it in his prime, and if you don't have an offensive line, he ain't doing anything.
Yeah, and that's another point I wanted to bring up about this year. The Patriots had their center and like their guard, their tackles were all doing like circling in and out all year. So that was another thing. They didn't have the run game because the offensive line was terrible.
And I hate to say it, but there was never a point in his career where he could move. Man, it hurts it hurts my soul to watch Tom Brady run.
It's rough.
When
he was 1,000 yards over 20 years.
Dude, watching him run.
He's over 1,000 yards.
And Peyton Manning, both of them. It's like, man, like just.
Oh yeah, worse than Peyton Manning though. Peyton Manning is slow too.
It's brutal.
But to your point about the teams making a difference, that's my whole stance on why Brady is second to Joe Montana, because I feel like Brady has the listen, hear me out. If y'all can't see Rhino, but he's having a heart attack right now. If you're not watching the YouTube video.
But before you say this, you do realize that a lot of people consider Bill Walsh the greatest football coach of all time.
Some, yeah. I mean, it's people that say
top three.
Jerry Rice.
It's people that say but I'm saying that a lot of people do recognize, in the same breath, a lot of people do recognize Bill Belichick as one of the greatest coaches or the greatest coach of all time, and that's something that Tom Brady. I do too, and so that's something that Tom Brady can say he had. That it's the same thing that we talk about with the Jordan LeBron thing. Like a lot of people say Phil Jackson is one of the greatest coaches of all time. That's something that Jordan had that not Tom Brady, but that LeBron say he can't say that he had. So the Patriots way, like I said, going back to the Patriots way doesn't really get the respect it deserves. So when I look at that, I take that into account too when I'm talking about the GOAT thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as Montana
like JT said, you got Bill Walsh, and then who's his tight end? Clark. What was his first name? I'm drawing a blank right now. Whatever.
For the Niners?
Yeah.
We had
was it Dwight Clark?
Brent Jones.
All right.
So Dwight Clark, little background. I went to school with Dwight Clark's kids. I used to go to Dwight Clark's house all the time.
What?
Yeah. Shout out to his family, by the way. Dwight Clark, who made The Catch, right?
Yeah.
Is sick right now. I read about that recently.
Oh, wow.
And he's a great guy, great family. But
it's not like coronavirus or something, is it?
No.
Oh.
He's had it's a common thing. I can't remember exactly, like Parkinson's or something like that. But
Sucks.
but thoughts and prayers to his family. But he was a receiver. But Brent Jones was a great tight end that Montana had. And okay, listen. I'm obviously a Montana guy.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a Niners guy.
Yeah.
But I will also say that as far as throughout his career, we were stacked with talent. Montana always. First of all, we had Jerry Rice, who until recently, and maybe some people still consider him the greatest, by far the greatest receiver of all time.
Yeah, some people say he's the greatest player of all time. Some people say he's the greatest.
When I was a kid and he was breaking all the records, it was like the Michael Jordan debate. It was not even a question. There was no debate. He was the greatest of all time for that time. Now we've had at least 4 or 5 guys you can make strong arguments.
If you go off of stats, there's no question about Jerry Rice, but Randy Moss was just another animal. Randy Moss was just another animal.
Yeah, the GOAT wide receiver is tough, but they gotta be
Julio Jones is also another animal.
Yes,
that guy's unbelievable.
And if you got to he didn't play long enough, but Calvin Johnson, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like his 5-year stretch was like nobody was touching him. Nobody.
Yeah.
And if DeAndre Hopkins keeps going the way he's going, he's a smaller Randy Moss type receiver. I mean, he hasn't really before Deshaun Watson. He didn't really.
Or if Antonio Brown goes to Tampa Bay,
that ain't gonna happen.
That's not happening.
He's working out with the Ravens right now, right?
Yeah.
Off season,
they
individually,
saw him,
but with the team or nothing.
He was working out with Lamar Jackson, so it wasn't like a team thing. Like he was seeing, but they have like a mutual friend. Like Lamar's cousin is like boys with AB or something like that. So they were working out together or something like that. But it's not looking real hot for AB because he has to get reinstated by the league first before any team can have a shot at him. And with all this Corona stuff going on, that's on the back burner. Like they're not thinking about having any hearings or anything like that anytime soon. And that's not going to happen until a while after they figure out what's going on with the season and everything like that. So it's not looking too good. And the older you get as a football player, like the worse, and you're out of the game, the worse your chances are going to be when you get back in. And now throw on top of that you're a troubled player like AB. Like
he dug himself a hole.
Yeah, it's
dove in head first.
It's gonna be rough.
And that was the thing with him with that whole sexual assault allegation. I was on his side for that, but then I saw what he was.
Clear that up. Clear that up. You was on his side for this.
Hold on. Let me clear that. I do not condone sexual assault of any kind or harassment. What I'm saying,
you were on the side that you didn't think he did it, is what you're saying.
Correct, because he had all these videos of them two hanging out, of texts of her being flirty. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is the trainer?
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Oh, he was definitely fucking a trainer. I'm not even.
I don't even. I saw it at this point.
I saw that was a beep. I saw the same videos and pictures you talking about, and if I was taking pictures like that with my trainer, my fiance would have my trainer.
That was a different one, though, right?
I think so.
There was another girl, right?
But he had videos of the girl that accused him of sexual assault. That of them two in bed. She's just sitting there on her phone, and he has an Instagram thread of, hey, somebody messaged him and said, hey, I have text from that girl saying she's gonna accuse you of this for money, this, that, and the other thing. But then so that happened, and he was. I think at that point he wasn't too far gone, but it was the stuff after where he attacked her, text her saying he's gonna kill her.
Listen, we have a limited time, so I don't want to waste time on Antonio Brown other than the only like situation where I'd be cool with him is if he goes to my 49ers. So, but I want to get this prediction. I want to get this prediction out before because we're covering a lot of stuff. But I want these. We predicted what Brady's going to do. I want to predict what the Patriots are going to do. Rhino, how many wins? What do they do in the postseason? Do they make the postseason?
Oh, absolutely. They're winning the AFC East still. 11. I think they're going to win it with 11 wins. I don't think they're going to get to 12. I think you still got to respect Belichick. They have the number one defense in the league last year. A lot of those pieces are gone, but you still got the best corner in the league. You got Dante Hightower, who's a seasoned veteran.
Right.
They
think they're once again going to win the worst division in football?
Yes.
The NFC East. The NFC East is the worst.
No
division
way,
of
no
all.
way, no way.
1,000%.
Watch your mouth. Don't
9
ever
and
do that
7.
again. No
9-7. The Giants won the Super Bowl.
No,
9 and 7.
no chance. No,
Or the,
no chance.
or the NFC South. Or the NFC South.
The Eagles literally just beat your Patriots to win a Super Bowl.
The NFC East until
Fluke.
very recently was maybe the toughest division in football.
And it's gonna be
every year. Week 17
the
it would
NFC
be
West.
the 8-7 Giants versus the 8-7 Cowboys to decide the NFC East.
Dude,
That's true.
Both the Eagles and the Cowboys are 10 light years better than the second best team in your division.
The Bills?
Yes.
No way.
Yes, the Bills came on last year, but the Bills been trashed for years.
Oh yeah.
For years,
We're talking about right
this
now.
is the NFC East. You know, the Cowboys and the Eagles gonna fight it out, and it's somebody.
Joe,
Yeah.
How many wins for the Pats this year?
Oh, I'm gonna give them 10. I think they do 10. I think they still win the division. And I think they make the playoffs. But I'm gonna give them the double-digit wins is just out of respect for Bill Belichick. But if I don't see him doing more than 10 wins unless they do something about their quarterback position. And
Jarrett Stidham
just
comes out of nowhere.
Just because I gotta mix it up, I'm gonna say they're gonna get 9 wins. They're gonna miss the playoffs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
I mean, I could see them.
Punch you through the
I could see the Bills winning. I could see the Bills winning. The Bills is coming on, man.
Bills are on the up. Yeah.
The Bills is on the ride. They coming now, but they've been trash for years.
And they got Diggs.
Yeah,
they did good Diggs.
Yeah. Let me clarify to people too. I'm a Patriots fan. I will not be. I mean, I'll root for Tom Brady, but I will not be rooting for the Bucs. If some magical situation,
you shouldn't. He left y'all high and dry, and he left y'all without a quarterback.
Yeah, but
Jarrett Stidham.
You're lucky because you can root for the Bucs as your NFC team, and it doesn't affect you.
That's true.
It doesn't matter.
No, that's
it don't matter.
When Colts fans in the Super Bowl.
If your ex left you and went to a rival company, you're not gonna be like, oh, I hope they do well. No. So Tom Brady is your ex, and he was somebody else. So you got to root against him.
I hope my exes do well. I want all my exes to do well.
Well, JT is way too friendly with
Just
his
kidding.
exes.
Only one. There's only
I'm
one.
not. We know.
All my other exes.
My God. I will. I want Brady to do good because Max Kellerman. I hate Max Kellerman so much.
I
love Max Kellerman.
Yeah, because all he does is Brady's gonna fall off a cliff. He said that 17 years ago, and
but the cliff is still here.
Okay,
and
he
it's
had
still
an
going.
Season last year, and he goes just as I predicted. Max,
he did. He predicted it
was
though.
Going to happen in 3 years.
That's true.
It still happened.
Different presidents.
They give him a lot of crap about that too. They give him so much crap. They just keep replaying it. Oh, this is the year. This is the year he's done.
Yeah,
it's still happening though.
What else were we trying to cover right now?
We got to get to before we move off of the football front real quick. We got to get to the all-decade team that just came out. So they got Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers actually as the two quarterbacks, and a lot of people are saying that they think that Drew Brees got snubbed on this all-decade team as far as the quarterbacks go. Which,
hey guys, I have good news. Ryan Considine just followed us on Instagram.
Oh, awesome. Considine. We edit that up.
This is what happens when I call you. This is what happens when I call you Rhino for 7 years.
Yeah, call him his government name. Yeah. So they're saying that a lot of people think that Drew Brees got snubbed, which I think a case can be made for Drew Brees. I think Aaron Rodgers definitely has to. I think Aaron needs to be in. So I think a case can be made for Drew Brees. You know, Drew Brees being snubbed, just because he's been so consistent. But I think A-Rod, I think A-Rod has been better than Tom Brady, for the past couple, past couple of years.
Yeah, but the whole 2010s decade.
I'm looking at this list right now. So they put two guys each position. Is that what they're doing? Or are they going two?
Well, two. It's only two quarterbacks, but it's four running backs.
Yeah.
Four wide receivers, a flex. I think we got a flex now.
Darren Sproles.
These Sproles, former Philadelphia Eagles.
How long has Travis Kelce been in the league?
Since
maybe
like 2000. I want to say 13.
Oh, okay.
So 7 seasons.
It,
Really?
it was a lot longer than I thought too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't understand Calvin Johnson. As I know I talked about him earlier, but he retired in 2015. So I don't know.
I think it was just his talent, man. His talent was he was just
'Cause-
over. It was a short stint, and in that short stint, he just overwhelmed people with his
Because
talent.
Hopkins, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is my favorite wide receiver in the NFL.
I love D-Hop.
I think he's the best wide receiver. I don't think.
Well,
he's
he
had a
can't.
fair shot.
He not ready for this list yet, though.
Fair, but he's been in the league since 2013. He played. I think he's just been.
Because he really D-Hop really just came on the past couple of years. Like he really just started dominating.
Watson, like Tom Savage and like Matt Schwab.
Yeah.
But Larry Fitzgerald ain't have a lot of hot QBs back there either.
But receivers,
That's
man,
fair.
they're going to go by stats, and whoever's got those pumped up stats for that, you're not going to judge a receiver as much by winning. You're going to judge quarterbacks a little more by winning, though.
My boy LaShawn McCoy made the list, so I'm down for that. Eagles pride.
So you're saying you would put Drew Brees in, Joe, instead of Tom Brady?
No, I'm saying Tom Brady definitely deserves to be there. I think that the controversy was really Aaron versus Brees. I mean, you can't take
Gotcha.
Tom Brady rode the Bill Belichick
So
way for the
if you're
decade.
going to go off quarterbacks and winning, how many losing seasons did Drew Brees have in the 2010s decade versus Aaron Rodgers? Because I don't think Aaron Rodgers had all but like one, and he was hurt like half the year. And Drew Brees couple there was a few years where the Saints were doing terrible. Granted, one of the years they didn't have the head coach, but there was a few years where they were like 7-9. So I'm not discrediting Drew Brees. I think as a quarterback, I think Drew Brees is actually better than Aaron Rodgers. As far as an athlete goes, I think.
Oh, no. Like just player to player?
Like as a quarterback. I'm not talking about like athletic ability, because athletic ability, I think Aaron Rodgers is.
So you mean as a passer?
As a passer,
just strictly like a pocket passer?
No, as a pocket passer, is like a field general.
You would have in their prime. You would rather have Drew Brees as your quarterback compared to Aaron Rodgers?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers couldn't run and throw on the run like he does, that's what I'm saying. A pure quarterback.
If Aaron Rodgers was on the Patriots, he'd be the GOAT. No. Period. Like talent, like his talent is
without Bill Belichick,
pound for pound. Like no. That's what I'm saying. Like if he had Bill Belichick he was on the pay, we would talk about Aaron Rodgers the way we talk about Tom Brady.
What about if Drew Brees was on the Patriots this whole time? Same thing?
No, because he doesn't play in a dome 9 times a year.
What's the hate? The Drew Brees hate.
I'm not. No. I'm not a Drew Brees hater. I love Drew Brees. I think
we are not going to hate on my guy Drew Brees.
No. I'm not trying to make it seem like that. I'm just saying it's a lot. You got to admit, when you're playing in 10 degrees,
you still got to go on the road and win games. You still got it. All his playoff games wasn't in the Superdome.
No, I understand that, but
half the games are. But I mean,
yeah.
so we're saying Drew Brees, if he plays for Belichick,
I think so.
And the Patriots isn't.
I think he would be up there. I think he would be on the fringe for me. I think Aaron Rodgers would be a shoe-in, like for sure fire. Like,
I agree.
He would be
but Aaron Rodgers' attitude is just not.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't get along with Belichick.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is too big of an ego. He didn't even talk to his family in like 4 years.
Belichick didn't get along with his quarterback for the past decade anyway.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
Can we say something? Can we say something that I feel bad saying this, and it's not that I have someone I would put in instead of him, but I'm surprised to see Frank Gore on this list.
I'm not.
You know what? I'm not, because Frank Gore has been he's been a sneaky beat. He underrated. So I'm glad
he was absolutely underrated.
He was on the Niners when they weren't good, and then obviously they made the Super Bowl that year, and he played for the Dolphins.
And he's been a pro. He was a Pro Bowler, an under the radar Pro Bowler because we were bad.
Yeah.
And he's still playing, and he's still playing well. So I'm not dissing Frank Gore.
He's in the top 10 of all-time rush yards, ain't he?
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Frank Gore's been underrated.
He's played for so long. So
he's almost like not as. I feel like Larry Fitzgerald is more unappreciated than underrated. So yeah, I'm not gonna say he's on the same level as Mike.
But I would be very comfortable with saying Larry Fitzgerald is underrated. I don't think he really gets the respect he deserves as a.
We don't have anybody, because for sure Shady McCoy, for sure Adrian Peterson, I guess for sure Marshawn Lynch. We don't have a guy that if you made this list, that you would put on instead of Frank Gore. I'd have to check on the longevity, because I know he got hurt and then he went down. But dude, I remember when Chris Johnson was considered the baddest dude in the league.
Well, it was a short stint.
Quick though, yeah, quick.
Well, how many years?
Frank Gore's been an Iron Man.
Frank Gore's been consistent.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he ended up on this list, because he's been really consistent.
Yeah.
Even
it is the all-decade team, so I guess a guy who did it at a high level for a whole decade.
For a longer. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Props to him, man. I'm a big Frank Gore fan. Not only a great player, but everyone says he's a great dude.
Does anybody hate Frank Gore? I don't think that's a thing.
You can't hate Frank Gore. You can't hate Frank Gore.
He's like Larry Fitzgerald. Everybody loves Larry Fitzgerald.
You gotta love him. Rhino, thank you, man.
Thank you, Rhino, for being the first official guest on the Backstage Sports Podcast. We're gonna definitely have Rhino back. Rhino, where can they follow you and watch your cool acoustic guitar videos and talk shit with you online?
At Instagram, Twitter at RhinoCons24. Thank you guys for having me.
Dude, thank you for coming on, brother.
Yeah.
I'll take either for my either a plaque, a trophy, or like a wrestling belt as like first guest.
Whoa, hold on. This is actually amateur podcasting, so we can't pay anybody. We can't give gifts.
It's not a payment. It's a gift.
NCAA of podcast.
It's a gift.
All my stuff, as always, at JT Harker. New music video for If I Ain't Got You is out, featuring
Bangers.
One of my best friends and my drummer, Joe Connor, in that
Oh
video
yeah, we're
as well.
in there.
We YouTube, and go. I've been posting on the social media stuff, all that.
Dope. Us at Joe Connor 33 on everything, at Backstage Sports on almost everything. The Facebook page is now up. It's Backstage Sports FB. Go like and subscribe, share, hop on the YouTube page, and we'll see you guys later. Be safe. Peace.